The story begins with the future. The Earth is completely destroyed. This is the 29th century, and there is nothing left for humans to live on this Earth. There were only dust, smoke, and countless mountains of garbage left all around. 700 years ago, a company named BNL by and large had built a huge spaceship named Axiom, and all the remaining humans started living in that space. BNL has set up a lot of wall units for cleaning which compress the garbage and keep making cubes so that the Earth can be cleaned again and humans can come back. But after centuries, all the Wall-E robots died one by one, except for one. He survived only because whenever any part of it broke, he would remove the part from the old robots lying in the garbage and fix himself. That's why he's a little broken, but he's alive while living alone for centuries. Artificial intelligence has also been born in Wall-E. Now, he can feel things like loneliness, curiosity, and attachment. Every day while compressing the garbage, whatever he finds interesting, he takes it carefully and brings it to his small house. He has also installed an old TV at home in which he watches romantic and dancing clips of humans, and the same clips teach him the thought of companionship and love. He also has a little friend, a cockroach, who always stays with him in the morning. Wall-E charges its battery with solar energy and then goes to work like every day. Today, during his routine work, Wall-E finds a very interesting thing. A plant. Until today, Wall-E had never seen a plant. He carefully picks it up with soil and puts it in an old shoe and takes it back to his house. As soon as he reaches home in the evening, he sees a red laser light outside. He is curious and follows it, and after reaching a little distance, he suddenly sees a huge spaceship landing in the sky. Wall-E quickly makes a hole in the ground and hides in it. A very advanced robot comes out of the ship. Eve, extraterrestrial vegetation evaluator. Wall-E hides and looks at it very carefully. Eve starts scanning everything. As soon as it arrives, if something is normal, then a red beep comes in its system. But if there is any movement, then it immediately blasts it with its plasma gun. It also fires with a slight sound of Wall-E, but Wall-E is saved. Now Eve keeps flying here and there, keeps scanning everything, and Wall-E keeps following it from a distance without making a sound. The cockroach also goes to Eve in excitement, and the strange thing is that Eve does not blast it. Gradually they become a little friend. When Eve notices Wall-E for the first time, she scans it completely, but still if a red beep comes it goes ahead. Wall-E still follows it. At night when Eve goes to sleep mode, he also makes a cute statue of her from the garbage, but Eve does not pay attention to it. There comes a time when Eve sticks to her ship with a magnet. She gets angry, and she takes out her anger from the plasma gun. Blast by blast, small ships standing nearby also explode. Wall-E is watching all this from a distance. Eve looks a little sad with anger. Gradually Wall-E comes to her, and for the first time they communicate with each other. They tell their names. Eve feels a strange peace after meeting Wall-E. That's when Wall-E's storm indicator starts ringing. He understands that a terrible storm of dust is coming. He brings Eve home without wasting time. Fairy lights are shining inside. Wall-E shows her all his collected things, old bulb, Rubik's Cube, and that romantic dance video too. Then he himself dances and shows Eve. Eve also tries, but she can't dance, and by mistake Wall-E's one eye breaks. Wall-E opens his drawer where he has kept a lot of spare parts. He takes out a new eye lens and fixes his broken eye. Eve watches the romantic video on TV very carefully, and she also records it in her system. Finally Wall-E shows her that plant. As soon as she sees the plant, a green directive signal is activated inside Eve. Eve keeps the plant safe inside her and immediately goes into sleep mode. Seeing this, Wall-E gets scared. He doesn't understand that maybe her battery is low and maybe she's solar charged like him. In the last hope of saving Eve, Wall-E takes her in the sun and waits for her to wake up. Storm, rain, fog, he stays with her in every season because Wall-E is now in love with Eve. He puts fairy lights on her, watches the sunset with her, even plays video games with her, but Eve is still in sleep mode, completely silent. The next morning the Axiom probe lands on Earth, which has come to take Eve. Robots pick up Eve with magnet arms and start taking her to the ship. Wall-E runs up to her and his little cockroach follows him. Wall-E tells him to stop because he doesn't want to put her in danger. The ship is about to take off. In the last moment, Wall-E somehow catches her and leaves for space with Eve. While flying in space, he sees all kinds of wonderful things, stars, satellites, cosmic debris. Everyone amazes him and he is happy too. The ship now reaches the Axiom spacecraft. As soon as it reaches the Axiom, the robots clean Eve, and Wall-E also stays with her. When the cleaning robots see the plant signal green beam from Eve's chest panel, everyone becomes alert. They immediately put Eve in a small car and go straight to the Axiom captain. Wall-E also runs after them. On the way, he sees the lives of the people on the Axiom, which has now completely changed. Because of being in space for 700 years, humans' limbs have become smaller. The body is so fat that it can't even walk. Now everyone is just lying on their robotic chairs. They rotate them, feed them, entertain them, even the children stay on the chairs, and now humans only take those drinks that don't even need to chew. This world is very advanced, but humans' lives have now become completely mechanical. Now we see the captain sleeping on his chair because the ship is running on autopilot. The autopilot picks up the captain. The captain works with boredom every day, face scan, health report, routine checkups, and then makes his daily public announcement. When he sees that Eve has returned with a positive signal, he is surprised. The captain goes to his cabin and presses the green access button, and the 700-year-old CEO's by and large video message appears. The voice recorded by the CEO says that if anyone ever returns with an Eve unit positive plant signal, then it means that the Earth has become livable again and humans can go home. The captain looks at the operational manual and immediately orders the plant to remove the Earth return procedure. But when Eve is checked inside, the plant is found missing. The autopilot declares it Eve malfunction and orders it to be sent to the repair ward. Wall-E also follows her and stays with her. On the other hand, the captain is looking at the Earth on the computer to see how humans used to live before and how the Earth used to be. Security. Here Eve and Wally are put in the repair room so that their systems can be checked and fixed. Wally is locked in a separate chamber. Eve's repairing begins, and her hand is removed for testing. Wally feels that the robots are harming her. He uses the laser to free himself, and directly grabs Eve's hand and starts saving her. In this frenzy, all the faulty robots in the repair room are unlocked, and they all consider Wally their leader. Everyone runs away from there, and now the whole axiom goes on alert. Security robots follow Wally, and Eve. Both are declared wanted. Eve is very angry at Wally because she thinks he ruined everything, but when she realizes that Wally was just trying to save her, she grabs his hand. Finally, Eve activates escape mode, and both escape from the axiom corridors. Eve tells Wally to go back to Earth, but Wally is not ready. At the same time, the autopilot's assistant robot comes there. He goes into the escape pod and puts the plant inside and sends it into destruction mode so that the pod blasts itself and the plant dies. Wally sees all this and jumps into the pod without thinking. Eve tries to stop him, but the pod launches and goes out into space. Now in 20 seconds, the pod is going to blast. Eve runs into space at full speed to save Wally. Just before the blast, Wally comes out of the pod with the help of a fire extinguisher. The extinguisher helps him float in the air, and he goes straight to Eve. Wally tells Eve that he has saved the plant too. Hearing this, Eve is happy and hugs him for the first time. Then the two fly into space and do a dreamy dance. This is the world's most innocent, most beautiful dance. Both return to the axiom. Now they understand that the autopilot is controlling all the robots, and he still wants to stop the plant from reaching the captain, so they go from the trash compartment of the stolen ship to the captain's cabin. The road is very difficult, so Eve leaves Wally there for a while and herself delivers the plant to the captain. Captain had already known a lot about the Earth. He had understood by watching videos, data, and history that how the Earth used to be: green forests, blue sky, clean air. So he gets very excited to see the plant. He puts a probe helmet on Eve's head and watches her Earth mission recording. Captain is stunned to see the video because the Earth he had seen on the computer was completely different from the real Earth. Everywhere in the video was only dirt, dust, and desolation. Seeing this, he becomes extremely sad. At the same time, a small leaf of the plant breaks and falls. The captain picks it up with love and gives it water. Slowly the captain begins to realize that we did not care for the Earth, and today it is in this state. We will have to return, and we will have to make it alive again. The captain's attention is on the plant. Meanwhile, the video plays in front of Eve, where Wally, how he took care of her, how the storm rain night was always with her. Seeing all this, Eve becomes deeply emotional. Now she understands how much Wally has suffered for her. At the same time, Wally, escaping from the petrol robot, is coming up from the trash compartment while being pushed. The captain immediately calls the autopilot so that the holo detector can be activated and the plant can be kept in it, but the autopilot refuses to listen to him. He shows the captain another old BNL CEO message in which the CEO says that the air on Earth is very poisonous and lethal. The cleanup mission has failed, so do not return to Earth under any circumstances. Autopilot, your order is never return. Autopilot asks the plant to surrender, but captain wants to return. He asks the computer when this video was recorded, and he finds out this message is 700 years old. The captain believes that in so many years the Earth would have changed a lot, and the plant being alive is its biggest proof, but the autopilot is only following old commands, so he stands against the captain with all his strength. Meanwhile, the autopilot's assistant robot returns. He snatches the plant from the captain's hand and throws it in the trash chute. At the same time, Wally has reached the top, and the plant falls directly on it. The assistant robot catches Eve, and the autopilot comes to Wally. He asks for the plant, but Wally refuses to give it and hides the plant inside himself. Autopilot gives him a strong electric shock. Wally falls unconscious. Then the autopilot forcefully switches off Eve and throws her down too. After this, he turns off the lights of the captain's cabin and locks the captain inside so that no one can give the order to return to Earth. Eve's switch suddenly turns on. She slowly comes to her senses and finds herself in a trash compartment where broken robots and garbage are thrown. She immediately gets up and runs to Wally. Wally's condition has deteriorated a lot now due to the electric shock of the autopilot. Its main chip has also deteriorated badly. Wally tells Eve in a weak voice that my chip is on Earth. It can be changed there. He gives the plant to Eve and points out that if you put the plant in the holo detector, the axiom will return to Earth, and I will also reach Earth. Hearing this, a new courage awakens in Eve. She picks up Wally and walks towards the people of the axiom. Now she wants to save Wally at any cost. Wally calls all the faulty robots in the way with the sound of an old song. Security robots see them and stop them, but the faulty robots become their shield and clear the way. Now the pictures of Wally and Eve are shown on the entire axiom. They are declared wanted. The captain also looks at the pictures on the screens, and as soon as he sees that Wally has a plant in his hand, a gleam of hope comes on his face. Somehow he turns on his screen and records a message for Eve in which he tells the location of the holo detector and all the information. The captain uses all his strength to fight the autopilot. After a lot of effort, he activates the holo detector and all the humans are taken to that ground section, but the autopilot is more powerful than the captain. Finally, he defeats the captain. There Wally and Eve reach the ground section, but the autopilot rotates the axiom. The shock is so strong that the plant falls from Wally's hand and all the chairs start slipping to one side. The autopilot starts shutting down the holo detector, but Wally uses all his strength to forcefully open the holo detector. That's when the captain gets up and stands on his feet. For the first time, he fights the autopilot directly and switches it to manual mode, which shuts down the autopilot and stops the rotation of the axiom. Instead of catching Eve, he has to run to save Wally because Wally is the most important for him. Now humans and robots together pass the plant by hand and reach Eve. Eve immediately puts the plant in the holo detector. Axiom immediately returns to Earth at turbo speed. Wally is now almost broken. It feels like his last breaths are left. Axiom lands on Earth. As soon as the doors open, Eve first takes Wally to his small house. There she changes all his parts, carefully repairs it, and charges it in the sun. Slowly Wally comes to his senses. Eve lovingly raises her hand in front of him, but Wally does not give any reaction. He goes out with an empty expression. Eve shows him the same romantic dance video on TV that Wally liked very much, but no effect. She shows him the bulb cube and all the things that Wally had ever collected with love. But it feels like his memory has been completely reset. He goes out of the house and starts cleaning the garbage again. Eve breaks, but does not give up. She slowly goes to Wally. She holds his hand and looks deep into his eyes, as if she is bringing back all his memories, all his feelings. Then she hugs him tightly. A slight spark runs through Wally's circuits. Wally's hand slowly comes to Eve's hand. Now his memories have returned. He again becomes the same old Wally man. Lands on Earth and plants on the ground. Time passes, and slowly small plants start growing. Greenery spreads everywhere. Wally and Eve start a new life with a new Earth. Wally taught us that sometimes a heart and a little stubbornness is enough to change the world. If you found this journey beautiful, then like and share this video.